Hello and welcome to Off the Shelf Reviews.
I wish I'd seen Remo Williams take on Rocco Dillon.
And I'm Gary, and today we're going to review and discuss Remo, Unarmed and Dangerous, which released in 1985, based on the Destroyer novels, written by Christopher Wood and directed by Guy Hamilton. Ian, why don't you give us the synopsis?
Well, the story follows Fred Ward's character, Officer Samuel Macon. He's a New York City police officer who's just been recruited to Cure, led by Harold Smith, played by Wilford Brimley. Samuel Macon has been given a whole new identity, Remo Williams, and has been tasked to bring down corruption in the American military. He hooks up with Kate Mulgrew's character, and the two of them hope to bring truth, justice, and the American way back again.
What is it? Hey, no, there! Let's lose two men, man! Hey, buddy!
So the producers at Orion Studios wanted their very own working man James Bond franchise. And when they got the rights to the Destroyer franchise, which is like over 100 of these things,
Wow.
they were like, well, we've got all this source material. This is great. We'll adapt that. And the film bombed. The original title for the film was Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins.
Yeah.
But as we all know, this would also begin and end here, unfortunately. And in the UK, as I know, the title of the film is Unarmed and Dangerous, so I never suspected that it was supposed to be the beginnings of a franchise.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the film bombed, and Orion Studios were in a panic, and they sold the rights to TV studios, so it wasn't long before the film was in cinemas and then on TV screens and had lots of repeat showings. And that was my introduction to this film, like early 90s,
Yeah.
catching this film. And I have to say, it has become a childhood favourite and a classic, and I am chuffed to bits. And we finally, after all this time, get to talk about Remo Williams. Because Fred Ward.
I've got to be honest, I only really watched this film about 3 years ago. Like, I suppose I must have like seen the poster, but you know, none of my friends or circles actually like had it, you know, and I would have watched it.
VHS recording off TV.
Well, this is it. Like, it was, you know, when you're talking about this type of, like, I want to call it a parody, but it's not like up there with Naked Gun. You know, Naked Gun was like super comedy for me, and so that kind of shadowed everything else.
I think I know what you mean in terms of the tone of this film.
Yeah.
It's very light, and I'd also, to an extent, say it's incredibly tame. There's really no swearing. There's very minimal blood.
Yeah. No nudity.
There's no nudity. So I would honestly say that I did see this as a child.
Yeah.
And I would honestly say that this is a great gateway movie for children into action movies. You know?
I'm not saying that
it's
far.
parody. I'm just saying it's kind of light.
Yeah, like I feel tonally it's kind of up all over the place. Like you said, there's no major real action-y situations he gets into. It's not like Rambo, but then it's not like super comedy all the way through. There's some real great moments with Fred Ward, who, as we said, he starts off, you know, New York City, nighttime. He's this police officer just sitting there, gently enjoying his cup of coffee. And then he watches a guy running to like a random abandoned warehouse being chased by two other guys. And he goes in there and he kind of gets taken out by them at first, but then he fights back, he takes them all down, and you're thinking, yeah, fucking hell, go, yeah,
But
Fred Ward.
he turned up to sort of help one of the suspects, but
Yeah.
that one also pulls a knife on him. You're like, hey, wait a minute, he was here to help you.
Yeah, well, it turns out that he's been set up because as he gets back into his car to enjoy his cup of coffee, this random armoured car or armoured van comes behind him and rams his police car straight into the river. And that's where his other officer friends realise he's died.
It cuts to the funeral.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
But he's not dead. He's in hospital. And he says his face has been changed, but I'm pretty certain they just shaved his mustache.
It was a surgical maneuver. I mean, that thing was made of steel. It's Fred Ward, like.
Alright, okay, I'll give you that. But we get introduced to J.A. Preston playing Mac, who is like another agent working for Cure. I might have missed what Cure was an anagram for.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
It's not really that relevant. But what I couldn't get past was that they started calling him Remo Williams. I'm like, yeah, we've changed your name, your identity, even your fingerprints.
Yeah.
And he flips over the bedpan. And it's Remo Williams. I was like, did they make a custom bedpan for him? Or did they just name him after the bedpan?
You've got a new face, new fingerprints, even a new name. Williams. Remo Williams. A lot of thought went into it.
And it's mainly because Macon, or Remo as we now know him as, like, he's got no family, he's barely got any friends, but he's like dedicated to his job and he's a hard nut, and the guys at Cure have been kind of observing him for a little while. They wanted to recruit him, and so he gets taken to Wilford Brimley playing Harold Smith. That guy loves sitting in front of computers.
He does, yeah. I mean, he's especially excited about this computer.
Man, 1985, this computer can do everything.
It's a supercomputer. It's connected to all the big computers downstairs. It's like, I can do anything on this. I can tell you what the mayor had for lunch last week on this computer.
Yep.
And Captain Diabetes is just like, you've been recruited, and should you not wish to be part of this team, well, you'll just be killed off.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay.
But we need you because we feel that there is corruption in the American government, which is like unheard of nowadays, I feel. You know, that there are some people within the American elite Pentagon situation, you know, taking money and taxes and blowing it on things that they don't really actually build, which is unheard of nowadays.
Exactly. So we don't need anyone to clean up the political landscape of 2026. We really need a Remo.
We need a Remo nowadays. But Remo can't just go in there and obviously deal with this guy. We need him to go off to do some training, and so they send him to go and kill like his first hit. You know, Mac drives him to this place and says, right, in there's a guy, he's really evil, you need to take him out. And Remo goes into this building and he walks down the stairs and he finds an old Asian man, Master Chun, played by Joel Grey. Now, Joel Grey, obviously, big name from Cabaret. He was the master of ceremonies for that. So, like,
he was also the executioner in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's the one who opens the portal on the top of the bridge at season 5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, with the big snake tongue.
Yeah.
That's whenever I see Joel Grey, I'm just like, oh yeah, that horrible guy from season 5 of Buffy. But then ever since discovering Cabaret, like, oh my god, the range on this guy.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, obviously I saw this film as a child. I just thought that was a Korean actor. It was decades later that when I decided to finally look up this film, and you can imagine my brain just went, it was a white dude? It was Joel Grey? What?
Like, you want to call whitewashing an actor, this is it. Like,
yeah.
Supposedly they couldn't find an Asian guy to play Master Chun, so they just
I don't know
loads
how
of
hard
makeup.
they really looked. Because apparently they asked Joel Grey several times to play this part, and he kept saying no. And I think it was Carl Fullerton, the special effects guy, who just sat Joel Grey down and was just like, look, I can promise you I will deliver a makeup on your face that will make you look 100% authentically like an 80-year-old Korean person. And so Joel Grey was like, okay, if you can do that, I will take the part. And
that's brilliant.
I mean, the makeup was actually nominated for an Oscar that year.
Yeah.
So the makeup work is incredible. And I've even heard Korean people say they've seen the scenes with him in and did not know that was also a white man in makeup. So that he was convincing. And now I know that in the modern sensibilities, it is outrageous. It is racist to the extreme, But I would also argue that even though Chun has a lot of Eastern, stereotypes attached to his character, I don't feel his portrayal is offensive in the slightest.
No.
Because I feel like it was handled with care. And he's also one of the most badass characters in not just his film, but in cinema. He is...
In cinema's a bit far, mate, but
I'm just going to admit, I am 100% biased on this film. So I don't care if the film is terrible. For me, it's not, and I'm just going to say as much.
Yeah, you can badmouth him as much as you want in the comments. I ain't going to give a shit. We're going to watch this like every year. Because, like, this is it for me. Like, the movie has set this tone of, like, we've killed this guy off and we've hired him and we've changed his identity and we want him to obviously deal with this. Like, it's not a politician, is it? It's just a businessman, Grover, who runs Grover Industries. And he's the guy who's... taking money from the American government to build this HARP kind of space system that Wilford Brimley can't find like any information on his computer, which is unheard of because his computer is hooked into absolutely everything. So he feels like this Grover is just taking money from the American government. They're making machine guns that are blowing up in soldiers' faces. So you're like, oh wow, they're like really trying to deal with corruption in the American government, in the Pentagon. And then you cut to Master Chun and you watch him dodge bullets.
Yeah.
And you're like, the tone goes...
Well, for me, the tone goes, whee!
Oh, yeah.
Keeps dodging bullets. Like, eat your heart out, Matrix. Sorry, Morpheus.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Miyagi.
I was the same when I was watching that. I was like, Neo's got nothing on this guy.
Right? He doesn't even need bullet time.
No.
He's just got the reactions of a master martial artist. And I love the whole mistaken identity where Remo's going through the building. He's trying to get up the stairs and he's like, oh, there's a guy outside wants me to come in here and kill your boss. He's just out there like, I am alone.
I am alone.
There's no one else upstairs. And he gets up and Remo's just like, oh, gets him at gunpoint. And then all the missed bullets. And then he starts throwing himself at him. And
yeah,
Chun just has to step out of the way. And the big oaf, he just goes over the table, over the side. And is just...
It's the insults, I think, are just fucking spot on. It's like, you move like a pregnant yak with 2 left feet. I'm like, Mr. Miyagi never ever said anything like that.
No.
He moved like a baboon with 2 club feet. There is a feeble glint of promise in his eyes. I think I can do something with him.
So he goes through like the training sequence with Remo. They have him on top of like the edge of a building and he's trying to obviously teach him just to run along the edge, light-footed as best you can, because fear is just in your mind. It's like, obviously, if you feel hungry or you feel tired, you feel fear, you can just take your mind over it. And he's trying to teach him Sinanju, which Master Chun is the master in. And he explains that, all the other martial arts that you see around the world, Kung Fu, Karate, all those other kinds, they all came from Sinanju.
Right. Just a random bit of trivia for you. I don't know how true this is.
Right.
But during the audition stages, when they were auditioning for the part, there were people coming in saying, oh, yeah, I've practiced Sinanju. And the filmmakers are like, this is a fake martial art. No way.
Because it's like the way he gets his fingers, isn't it? His fingers are supposed to be super hard. And like Master Chun has trained not just for Cure, but for other people for hundreds of years. Well, I don't think he's done it for hundreds of years. He might have. He's that old. But assassins around the world have been perfect assassins, been trained in Sinanju. Like, I can't remember who he killed, like Napoleon, right. Or like famous Alexander the Great supposedly died it. Genghis Khan supposedly was killed by it. And Remo's just like, no, that's not right. I read in history books that these died. And Master Chun's just like, yes, perfect assassinations.
Yeah. That's racist.
I'm sorry.
Louis the 13th. Napoleon.
Oh, come on. Napoleon died in his bed.
Wrong. All of them. Perfect assassinations.
And so we keep cutting back as well to Kate Mulgrew's character, Major Rainer Fleming, who is a good character. She works for the army, and she's trying to find out information about these things that Grover is attached to, because she doesn't understand why it's costing so much and why she doesn't have access for it. But as she starts to obviously uncover the information about these defects among the guns and things like that, she realizes that actually she's being held back by her superior, who's involved with Grover, and Grover's obviously got him by the testes, I suppose. But I did love the way that, like, Mac, the cure agent, goes and he sees Master Chun, and Master Chun's been working and warming up to Remo, and they've been getting along well. And he's like, oh yeah, how long is it going to take? And Master Chun's like, oh, he's actually really good. I think it'll only take about 15 years. 14 and a half if we cut corners. I was like, the movie's like 2 hours long. You're going to have to condense it.
Oh, yeah, I think the film needed condensing for sure. Film does have a few pacing issues. There is this whole sequence where he then takes Remo to the pier. It's like, yeah, we really got the Ferris wheel. You're just going to have to hold on and climb around. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the scenery. And then we're going to go and play one of the fairground rides. And I just love it. He just throws the rings and just each one hits the bottle.
Man.
He gets the giant pink panther.
Good old William Pickney right there at the stand.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, it's the guy from National Lampoons, you know. But it's the way he's like, yeah, do you want to have a go? And Master Chun's like, ching, 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 ching. Like, just wins it. That's my Pink Panther. But I also read as well, it's like Fred Ward did most of his own stunts.
Nice. Okay.
You know, and I was just like I suppose the shots where you don't actually see his face, you know, that's like a proper stuntman. But they're on location. That's an actual Ferris wheel. They're actually sat there. So I suppose if you see Fred Ward on the outside of the cage and Master Chun on the inside, that's fucking Fred Ward. You know, there's a whole sequence with the Statue of Liberty. Like, I was dying with that sequence because Master Chun's he's trying to teach Remo light-footedness. You know, the lighter you are, the faster you move, and all that kind of stuff. So while this whole investigation has been going on about what Grover's been up to, we get introduced as well to is it Patrick Kilpatrick playing Agent Stone?
Yeah. With a Tiffany stone in his teeth.
Got a diamond in his teeth. I saw that diamond. I'm like, why?
Right.
And then it pays off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a bit of a Star Trek reunion in this film. A lot of Star Trek actors.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway.
Yeah.
But did you notice the guy? I mean, you might not. This is just a tough one to recognize, Star Trek fans. But the one that was touching her finger on the keys.
Right. Yeah. Who's he?
Star Trek Borg, the full motion video FMV game with John Delancey as Q in it. He was the dad of the doomed vessel that you try to rescue.
That's nerdism right there for you.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, he's flirting with Janeway.
But yeah, Master Chun's decided to take Remo up to the Statue of Liberty so that they can do some more training. But Agent Stone has been sent by Grover to try to kill Remo.
They're getting suspicious that somebody is onto their corruption, and
Yeah.
so they're trying to figure out who these random people are. And there was a coincidental meeting between Remo and Mulgrew, and they were just like, who's that random person? Let's follow him.
Yeah, let's follow him, and then obviously if we kill him, somebody will come to claim the body, and then we can find out who it is.
And so while he's doing training on the Statue of Liberty, that's when they hire just some workers there to go and fight him. But now apparently the Statue of Liberty was undergoing some renovations at the time.
Yeah.
So the filmmakers were like, "Oh, can we film there right now? Like, while all the construction's up, it'll save us so much money."
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then. But for a lot of the other shots, they actually reconstructed parts of the Statue of Liberty somewhere so they could film those sequences and make it look like they were much higher up than they actually were. But there is a bit of continuity issues when Remo is forced to fight them and he's swinging down and then going down further, but then he appears higher than when he was in the first place. I was like, okay, the continuity is not so great here. But the stunt works and the chase sequences, especially with someone who has a fear of heights, that camera going, whoa.
Oh, man, yeah. Like, and then that's the thing. I mean, there's that beautiful shot of Fred Ward kind of stood on the pole around the actual Statue of Liberty, because obviously the camera pulls back. Yeah. And I'm like, fucking give it to Fred Ward to actually fucking just go, yeah, I'll stand here out in the open.
Right. And so after Remo's being chased around the Statue of Liberty some more, he ends up like I thought he was strangling one guy with a rope and he goes over the side. But
That's
then
what I
It's
thought.
attached to his leg.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah, PG movie. He ends up taking out another guy with a pipe and then traps another guy in the shutters.
Yeah.
And rides the elevator all the way down. But he's still being chased because there's still more goons. And so he ends up getting chased around the base of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And he comes right up to my favorite sequence in the film, the cement pit. Fresh cement's being laid, the construction work around the Statue of Liberty. But he's been trained to, because we had the beach sequence earlier where he was running and
The light footing.
yeah, Lightfoot, float, Remo. And he does. He floats across the concrete, the wet concrete. He gets to the other side. And he's like, "Wow, I did it!" He runs off, and then the large older guy's chasing after him. Plop straight in. And I just love the reaction shots of the construction workers. Are just like, "A what?
The guy's like, he's dead.
I'm not helping."
I like the fact that as Remo was watching Agent Stone ride away on the boat, you had the other guy who pulled the gun and he's got a shot on Remo. But Master Chun had heard the gunshot, raced back to the Statue of Liberty and takes the guy out without Remo knowing. And so it's really, building up their relationship, because on top of that, when they've been together and Master Chun's been watching his shows.
He's watching American soaps. But how is he watching it? He sat on his fingers.
Oh yeah! I was like, what? Yeah! It's so good. He just has the power there. But Remo, he's just had enough. He's been doing all this training. He's not having any sex. He needs to obviously get out there. And he has that conversation with Mac and Harold Smith. And Harold Smith's just like, yeah, if something bad happens to us, I've got an out exit. Mac's got an out exit. And Remo's like, well, what about me? And then it turns out that obviously if anything goes bad, Master Chun's been set up to just kill Remo off.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it's like, parody-wise, I'm like, this is really funny. And then all of a sudden it's like serious. Like, if it goes bad, we'll have to kill you.
Because this is a secret organization that cannot get out
Yeah.
whatsoever. So if it means we all die, we all die.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. If the Emperor Smith so ordered it, I would have to kill you. It is in the contract.
But they come up with the mission as well that they're going to have to infiltrate Grover Industries, go in there and try to find more information on the HARP satellite. And this is where we find out that Mac has a false arm. He'd lost it to an anti-personnel mine, so he's able to take out the electric fence. And they infiltrate in, and they split up. And Remo is confronted by 3 guard dogs.
Very smart guard dogs.
Fucking man, when those 2 smart dogs grab hold of that fucking fire escape and pull it down.
I love the shots of their hind legs just floating as they come down into frame. And then the other dog looking like, well, I can't get up there, so I'm going to go around the other way to get him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then they get trapped on the roof, don't they? And so Remo runs along the little wire that's really thin, and you're like, oh yeah, he's light-footed, he can do that. And then you realise the dog's going to do it.
It's such an obvious matte painting because the dog starts running at the end of it and it cuts quickly before the whole effect is ruined. I was like, oh, it's fine.
But Remo comes across the HARP satellite and it seems to self-destruct or get lasered and blown up. And so he's like really confused. And so he hooks up with Mac. And the 2 of them are escaping from the industry place.
I love it. Mac's like, what happened? He was like, I blew it.
Yeah, there's an explosion.
Remo! What happened?
Oh man, I blew it.
And Mac's just like, right, grab that bulldozer over there. We're going to use it to smash down the fence. And as they're trying to escape, Mac gets shot in the back.
Yeah.
And he gives the kind of roll of information to Remo. And he's like, you need to get this information back to Smith so he can put it into his computer. And Remo doesn't want to leave Mac, but he has to. And so then Mac is captured. And they're going to try and question him, Grover and his little subordinate. But Mac kind of commits suicide.
Cuts his own cables above him, doesn't he? Yeah, and it fades out as you hear him like choking.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, they killed Mac. But Remo gets the information to Smith, and Smith realizes that actually there has been no HARP satellite. Grover's been kind of just taking money from the American government. And Remo's just like, yeah, but I saw the satellite. It blew up in front of me. And Blair, Wilford Brimley's just like, no, what you saw was a fake, but now they can claim that somebody destroyed it. They can claim the money back on the insurance, which means they'll get funding to make 2, 3, and 4, and nobody will ever question what happened to 1, but it will just be more and more corruption. And I was sat there going, maybe there is something behind this plot. Like, the director, obviously, he directed James Bond movies, and some of the best ones. He did Live and Let Die, Man with the Golden Gun. Diamonds Are Forever. This guy doesn't fuck around with plot points. Like, okay, he could have worked the comedy and the action sequences a little bit in this movie, but...
Yeah, like, there's some weird moments, like the humor or the jokes when Remo's in the elevator with Kate Mulgrew, and he's just like, I like your uniform, I like your buttons. It's just like, what? You like my what? Like, what is this? And that's what I mean when we said earlier about the pacing. Like, the fairground stuff could have been trimmed. Kate Mulgrew's character, unfortunately, she's like this ditzy. She's not a Bond girl.
No,
But she's not also the damsel in distress. She is the one who has figured out that there's corruption going on in the army.
Yeah.
And she's the one trying to file the reports, which are getting squashed by the corrupt officials. And so, she's the one trying to do good. And that's the information that Wilford Brimley ends up getting a hold of indirectly. And it's just like, so we've actually got a good character inside the bad guys kind of camp. Kind of thing. So, but yeah, a lot of her stuff doesn't really go anywhere or do anything, unfortunately.
Well, that's it as well. It's like coming up to this third act as well. Like, Remo's been tasked with infiltrating this army base, which happens to have, Major Fleming there as well while she's doing the investigation.
Fleming.
Oh yeah, James Bond. Oh my god. And, Grover, he's not realised Remo's getting there, but he wants Fleming there because he's hoping to cause some kind of accident. But they inadvertently, Remo and Fleming meet again, and she's like, "Are you Army intelligence?" And Fred Ward's just like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do I salute you?" And he's like, "Yeah, maybe you should salute me." And I'm like, he's just winging this. This is just great. Like, he doesn't even know what to do, but he'll just blow stuff up, which is awesome. And then they get taken off to this random room to obviously look into something, but they get locked in there, and it starts to fill up with gas. And Agent Stone, Patrick Kilpatrick, comes in to obviously do some bad stuff to Remo because he wants to get some revenge. But luckily, Remo's had his training. He can hold out for a little while longer than Fleming, and he manages to whip off the mask off of Agent Stone, gets him to obviously keep his mouth open so the diamond's on show, and then he uses it to scratch the glass and smash the glass so that him and Fleming can escape. He does actually pop him in the eye as well.
He does,
doesn't he?
yeah.
There is blood and death.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the goriest moment in the film.
Yeah. And then it's a kind of, they're escaping from the army base. Remo's just like, look, we need to go this way. We need to get the information to some kind of outside source. And Fleming's like, no, but we want to go back in and obviously deal with them. But you're seeing Grover and the other general that he's in cahoots with organizing the army that they've got based there to hunt down these two characters. But luckily, Master Chung's turned up for reasons.
He just steps out from behind the tree.
That's it.
Well, after
he's thrown
Remo,
right? I'm figuring he must have been cold standing behind that tree that whole time, so that's why he's wearing like fur.
Right. So the three of them get into the car and they're driving away.
Yeah. There's no brakes in the truck.
It's the sequence where the two guys that were doing work on it are just like, what did you do? As they just take away and steal this truck. But yeah, there's no brakes, so they decide they need to bail out. Yeah. But Chun doesn't look like he made it out in time.
No.
And the car goes off the side and tumbles, but it doesn't explode.
No.
For some reason.
No fuel, I suppose.
Right.
Or maybe he fingered it, because they get to the van, like Fred Ward runs down the mountain. There was a couple of shots I was like, man, he could have twisted his ankle or fallen over or anything.
Like Fred Ward is in his mid-40s at this point.
Yeah, he's just bumping down this hill, and he gets to the wrecked car, and Chun is fine. Like, not a fucking scratch. Like,
I mean, I guess anything that tried to impale him, he just kind of dodged it in his seat.
it's the way
But he's holding the car door handle. And he's like, in Korea, car door handle doesn't break.
In Korea, door handles do not break.
I'm sorry, Master Chunks is absolutely amazing. And he says to him as well, he's like, right, Major Fleming, you have to stay here, stay safe, stay with Master Chun. And she's like, no, I'm going back with you. And you know, Remo's just like, nope, I've got to kind of do this on my own. And she starts to argue, but Master Chun hits her with like lesson 22 of how to pleasure a woman, and manages to knock out her vein and puts her to sleep, or knocks her out, or something, quietens her for the rest of the movie. And Remo is heading back to the army base, but the army have triangulated his position and start firing rockets or mortars at him.
Right, yeah, so he's dodging explosions as he's running through the woods until he collapses over a hill.
Yeah.
And then the log that he's holding on to just gets swept up into the air.
Yeah,
And you're
luckily-
like, what?
There's a logging camp nearby.
Right? But we don't see any of it. We just see this crane thing just taking this log down. I was like,
Who's operating that?
right? It's just automated for some reason. But then the bad guy's like, oh, we've got a bloody machine gun in the back of the Jeep. Let's start shooting at him.
Yeah, because Grover's just like, we need to kill him, because obviously if the information gets out, we're all losing money. I'll lose my money. The general will lose his job. Everybody's going to lose everything. So it's just, you know, like, it's a fun ending, but I feel like it was the budget.
Oh, they absolutely ran out of money.
Yeah.
They ran out of money and they had to make do with whatever they could here.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit anticlimactic, but yeah, I mean, they end up dropping the giant log down into a stack of logs down
Yeah.
below, which
Yeah.
roll down the hill, which takes out the bad guy's car and kills the majority of them, bar one who's kind of sat beside the wreckage afterwards.
Well, that's it. That's Grover, you know, and he confronts Remo and he pulls his gun. He's like, who are you? And luckily, Remo has reached that stage of being able to dodge bullets. And then he finally just grabs Grover and throws him over the car.
Yeah. But then he just walks away. I was like, so you've left him alive?
Yeah.
And then he grabs a stick and he starts using his fingers and he gets a spark, lights
Yeah.
the twig, throws it behind him into the fuel line where there's where it's leaked, and it causes an explosion, and classic, walks away from the explosion without turning back. I was like, there
Yeah.
we go, ladies and
There you
gentlemen,
go.
back in 85.
And then he makes his way to a boat. He's hooked up with Major Fleming. The army's turned up, and obviously they've got some serious questions. And he's just like, where's Master Chun? And she's like, Master Chun went to look for you. He was worried. And you see Master Chun on the side of the lake. The army's got him under arrest with their guns. But luckily, Master Chun, being the master of his martial arts, lightfoots his way right across that lake to the boat.
Where's that run? His arms out. It's like the Flash.
Better than the Flash, mate.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, there's nothing bad you can say about Master Chun, okay?
There's a few things you could say, but you probably shouldn't.
You will poke your eyes out if you do.
It's the way he stands just on the front of the boat.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a cool ending. I mean, like I said, the budget has gone out with the movie and they're trying just to finish it off. But it was the way that, you know, Fred Ward, Remo, didn't have to kiss the girl. You
Yes,
know,
that's right.
Kate Mulgrew didn't have to give in to that kind of side of it. She's still kind of a strong female figure. She's going to go back to the army and explain what happens and show that obviously all the evidence points that Grover was evil and that the corruption has kind of been stopped. And it's the way Fred Ward just looks at her and goes, would you believe we're the good guys? And drives off on his boat with Master Chun on the front. And Master Chun's like, we must hurry back because my show's about to start.
Yeah.
Why didn't you make more, you fucking idiots?
Well, it's because unfortunately no one came to the cinema to see this. Well, people did, but just not enough, which is why it bombed. and that's why they sold the rights to the film to the TV studios. And then just a few years later, TV studios were like, oh, that failed Remo. Let's try. Didn't work theatrically. Let's try and make a TV series. However, we're going to recast, and again, they got a white American to play Chun. They got Roddy McDowall.
Play Chun?
Play Chun.
Oh, God.
And I don't know who the actor who played Remo is, but...
It's not Fred Ward.
It's just more hair and a younger face. But they shot one episode, and their pilot wasn't picked up for a TV series either. So it failed as a movie, it failed as a TV show, but it sure as hell succeeded as a series of novels. So yeah, like, I don't know, like, we're getting so much John Wick these days. I'm like, you know what? I think there's still room in this world for a bit of Remo Williams.
I would fucking so want a Remo remake.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's worthy. It's worthy. Well, Ian, what will be your favourite scenes from Remo, Unarmed and Dangerous?
Oh man, it's got to be Master Chun.
Yeah.
Like you said, that situation where he sat on his fingers watching the TV show, I fucking died. I was just like, there's no way I'm even going to try that. Like, yeah, exactly.
I couldn't even do it on my fist, on my hands.
I like the way, like, their first introduction with him and Remo, and he hits him with that move, which kind of sets Fred Ward off, and then he has to kind of straighten his arm and move him back in, and Fred Ward's like returns back to normal. It was the breathing sequence, wasn't it? You want to breathe, and he's like, taking the mick out of Master Chun, and like I said, that like. That's for me. Remo Williams' heart is in them bouncing back and forth because it gives Fred Ward such kind of such script to play with that when he then has to do like the serious conversations with Mac, and Wilford Brimley, I love that situation, but I don't feel like it should be that serious, because you're just going to send me back to the Ferris wheel and the Pink Panther, and I'm going to watch fucking Master Chun run across water. Why do I care about corruption in the American government? I like the little conversations with Kate Mulgrew, but I've always loved Captain Janeway. So, like Gary, I'm biased. I don't give a fuck. And, you know what? Yeah, I'll cheat. Any of the situations with Fred Warden.
That's the whole film, right?
Well,
yeah, there are so many great moments in the film, and a lot of it comes down to the script and the line delivery and the chemistry between the two leads. So every sequence with those two together, Joel Grey and Fred Ward, they just make this work way beyond like the actual material that's written, and so any sequence with those two is great. But some of my favorites include the lines like, "You move like a pregnant yak." It's like, wow, like the insults, they're tame, but the way it's delivered, you're just like, I don't want to move like a pregnant yak.
I love that bit where he's just like, "You dodged the bullets," and he's like, "Yes, I've been learning." And then he goes to click the gun, and he's like, "You used up the bullets yesterday." Blam! But I reloaded.
Yeah. It's great. It's just great. And it just, each one of those interactions just builds and builds and builds. Not your average sons of bitches. The dogs. Those dogs being smart and jumping up and grabbing the staircase, the fire escape, and bringing it down. It's just the shot of their hind legs just coming down into frame. I love it. It's hilarious. Why do Americans eat fast food? Why do they call it fast food? Because it speeds up your momentum into the grave.
Yes.
Like, oh, damn.
Yeah, that's love it.
It's with Remo's bringing back tins of food, and he's looking at the tins, and he was like, "It's better for you to eat the tin than what's inside it." Yeah. It's just like, well, he's just cutting him to pieces.
Why must everything in this country be covered with
Monosodium glutamate. You can't even say it.
I can say rat droppings. It does not mean I want to eat them.
And then there's just moments like Remo walking away from the explosion, Remo running across the cement, Remo jumping into a sand dune, dropping out the top, running around the Statue of Liberty, going over the Ferris wheel, jumping over obstacles in the house. Obviously, as a kid, when I watched that, I completely turned my living room and staircase into an obstacle course because I wanted to be Remo Williams. It's the beginnings of parkour.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really is just all the situations between Remo and Chun are just so damn memorable. Ian, do you recommend Remo?
I do recommend Remo Williams, but as a warning to others, this is 1985. You know, some of the comedy might be a little bit dated. Some of the lines might be a little bit like, ooh, risky. But if you're watching a Fred Ward movie, that's it. Like, you know what you're getting into. The guy he just looks so cool. He's able to work so well with Joel Grey doing the Master Chun stuff. Even Wilford Brimley is there. Like if you're not a fan of The Thing, don't watch anything with Wilford Brimley in. But if you are, here he is again, playing on a computer, not working out how long it'll be until we're all dead, but trying to stop corruption in the American government. Like what we said, we need a remake back. Maybe do what they did with Naked Gun and have somebody look at a picture of Fred Ward and be like, Dad, I wish I was there. And then maybe have like an actual Asian guy look at a picture of Master Chan and be like, Dad, you know, the two of them get together. Oh, fuck yeah, make a fucking sequel buddy comedy. Yeah. Remo Williams all the way, baby.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm also going to be recommending Remo Williams' Unarmed and Dangerous, as this is a personal childhood favourite and a cult classic that's as entertaining now as it was on release. Yeah, it's corny, and it's cheesy, and it's cliched, and it's stupid, and it's really occasionally nonsensical, but it delivers that 80s action with charm thanks to the two leads. Fred Ward epitomizes that blue-collar working man, trained to assassinate and clean up crime by Joel Grey as Chun, the Korean martial arts master who can dodge bullets and run on water. It's the chemistry between these two why this film works so well. It's the banter and the humour and the script. It's witty, funny, and relatively tame for like an 80s action film. It really is a PG movie. I think it's safe for young adults and grown kids. So yeah, this is for me a must watch. But I do feel that those that missed out on this, they might not appreciate it as much now. But I still think it's worth a watch, especially for the late great Fred Ward. Look out! He's unarmed and dangerous. Thanks for watching Off the Shelf Reviews.
Sean, you're incredible.
No! I am better than that.